Hello, Freedom Fighter. Alright, hang on. Great. I'm not looking forward to this. Damn it. Well, that's something I'm gonna have to deal with for the next week. Played and clear this game. I know how to get the true ending first. I've played this before. I've only played this game once, but I know both endings, and I got the good ending. And I plan on going for the good ending again. The question is, am I going to be playing New Game Plus or not? And the answer is probably not. I don't know if I'll play New Game Plus. Yeah, it lets you keep the weapons. I don't think it lets you keep the other upgrades, though, like armor suits and shit. New Game Plus read harder version of the game? What do you mean? I know there's Ranger Hardcore. That's what I'm planning on playing. Like, here are my chapters. I only recently just got the DLCs. I got them this January when they're on sale. So we'll be playing that at the end of the game. But I've not played these two at all. Yeah, I played this game back on release, I believe. Yeah, 2019. We'll do new slot, obviously. So yeah, it's got New Game Plus, but I'd rather just start a new game. Yeah, that was release day. This is not the Enhanced Edition, this is the regular, because I haven't installed the Enhanced Edition. Just playing with the same settings, changed my resolution. So last time I played this game, I was still playing on 1080p. Now we're playing on 1440. I need to get this thing fixed. Or get a new mouse. Yeah, let me just do one last thing before we get started. Usually New Game Plus will give you harder enemies if gaming has better AI, but it's not. I don't know if Exodus has that. No, Freedom, I don't. I know my first playthrough I missed a bunch of shit. Actually, no, hang on. Let me see what I got. I've got 27 achievements. I imagine that's an achievement. I understand what you mean. Typos happen all the fucking time. Name the locomotive, get on the trolley. Those are standard achievements. Complete the game in Ranger Hardcore mode. Use, your destination. Install a modification of each category on a single weapon. Spend 500 consumable resources on crafting. Kill 300 mutants. Okay, so I missed 2 upgrades for Artyom's suit. I don't know where those upgrades were. That being said, I remember in this game, moral points are a lot harder to get than the previous games. It's not as clear-cut in some situations. But I remember some things were, again, don't shoot surrendering enemies, try to use stealth more or less. I actually don't know, because I don't have a list. I wouldn't be able to tell you what upgrades I missed. When we go through the Redux versions, we might do a New Game Plus playthrough and we'll see how we go. But, I'm alright with not doing that right now. Let's just play a normal new game. Oh, hang on. There's an extra set. This mode removes hints, crosshairs, and auxiliary interface components, making key control and interaction multiple times. What the hell's the difference? I think... What did I play last time? It doesn't say what I used last time, huh? Is there a way to actually check that? Let's see what version I did use. I've already got a backup, so I could just put it in.
Anna isn't giving up.
Did I use minimal interface or did I use full dive?
She lives in us, and for a good reason. Thousands of kilometers of track behind us, we are finally approaching Novosibirsk, a dead city concealing her hope for life, the medicine that could save her, somewhere in its cold, irradiated heart. A year ago, we left the poisoned ruins of Moscow, and now we are about to enter another city stiff in the murderous embrace of winter and radiation. Will we ever find somewhere to live on the surface? Maybe. But for now, we're returning back into the bowels of Metro. Back to save Anna.
Taking a long time to load. What the hell's going on? I just want to see what type of Ranger Hardcore I did. Uh-oh. That's not a good sign. Uh-oh. Oh, my second screen isn't frozen. That's just the main game, it seems. Oh yeah, this game's on a hard drive. It's not on an SSD. That's right. Nah, the game didn't crash. It's on a hard drive. Back then, I didn't have a lot of SSD storage. So it was on the hard drive. Even when I moved to this PC, which was my new one at the time, I still used hard drive capacity. I didn't use all SSDs. Because SSDs back then were still expensive. It was like 300 for like 2 terabytes. So it'll take a sec. Once it's done its loading shit, it'll be fine. Anyway, it's also because we're going straight to the end game. I want to see like my HUD. We might have to move it to an SSD though. So once we stop. Oh, for fuck's sake! Come on. Okay, I actually might have to move it to an SSD. Oh, there you go. My indicator light's actually just staying on.
What do you know? We're here. Novosibirsk. I sure hope this time it's not another...
Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna give it a minute, and then we'll wait. I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. A 4 terabyte that's got 400 gigs left, so let you do the math of what happens when you got a fragmented hard drive. Or a nearly full hard drive. So, alright, let me explain why my system is set up sort of like this. So before Australia had the NBN, we had terrible, and I mean terrible, internet. Alright? Some places you were lucky to get 20 megabits down. Some places you were lucky to get 1 or 8. The amount of times I had to fight to say, look, to my parents at the time, we need to upgrade the net, at least go from ADSL 1 to ADSL 2. The amount of times I had to fight them just to do it, it took me 6 months because I didn't want to leave our ISP at the time. And I said, Mum, we're in fucking school, we got to do games, and my siblings were starting to use the internet too, so the bandwidth wasn't enough. It took me 6 months to fucking convince them, right? So things got slightly better. But games kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. NBN became a thing from one of the governments. The second government fucked the NBN up. And I never broke the habit of not deleting my games from hard drive. I just got bigger storage because downloading games literally took sometimes close to 12 hours. And this was before preloading was a thing most of the time. 12 hours! So I had to leave my computer on overnight to download this shit. So that I've never like, even though now I've got like gigabit down, I've never truly broken the habit of uninstalling games when I finish them. So that's why they're mostly still on like a hard drive here, an SSD there. They're like scattered everywhere. So that's why I've got so much storage in my machines. If I was a smart person, I'd uninstall all my games now that I have such fast internet and not care. But I haven't broken that habit. So I still have that kind of problem.
I sure hope this time it's not another bunch of nuts.
The bridges are undamaged, and the radiation's climbing like crazy. I think there'll be no nutcases this time.
I might have to lower my settings though, because at the time I was playing with 1080p. Did I have the 3070 back then? No, 3070 came out when? When did the 3070 come out?
Houses are undamaged too. Sam, what's
Someone
with
check when the
radiation?
NVIDIA 30 series was released?
8 times higher than in Moscow and still climbing, Colonel. I think we better not stay outside for too long here.
Are you ready, Artyom?
This is not gonna be good. This is not a good sign. Might have to wait. I have an idea.
Follow me.
Might have to wait though. If that's the case, I might have to delay the playthrough.
You can rely on us.
Okay, so I think I had played through minimal. I don't think I used full dive. You guys reckon I should use full dive? Or do you reckon I should just do minimal? Believe it or not, Zerlich, as a kid, I did use dial-up. My old man had it. I remember downloading Quake Fortress through it. Metro Exodus. Full dive versus minimal comparison. I actually don't know which one I used. Full dive is essentially just 24/7 photo mode where the HUD only happens to get it from menu and crafting. Oh, I think I used minimal then. Back then you couldn't simulcast and I was not streaming on YouTube. YouTube streaming was not a thing back then. At least not in a good way. And Twitch always deleted VODs, 60 days after. I think I chose minimal interface. I don't think I chose full dive. But it's looking like I'm gonna have some issues. I might have to wait. We'll see how New Game Plus looks, and then I might have to just... If it's still doing this shit, I can try moving it to an SSD, otherwise I'm just gonna wait till next week.
More complex than we thought. Still, time is short, so we're taking the direct approach.
Yeah.
Let's refresh the plan. Yermak.
Yeah, okay. No, this isn't... Alright. I don't know. Well, it's taken forever to close the game too. Yeah, alright. We'll try moving it to an SSD and see how it's like. Actually, no, it won't do a thing, will it? No, I know. Like, it will help, but it won't stop it, because, like... Yeah, I know what's fucking causing it. Which means the stream might actually have to be cancelled for tonight. Let me think. Let me think. Like, look how long it took just to get to the main menu. Am I running this on the family computer? No, I'm running it on mine that hasn't been turned off in 2 months. That's why. I need to restart my computer, but I'm not doing it. I was planning to do a full-blown restart of the computer tomorrow, because I want to also play Tarkov, and Tarkov is not playing well right now either. So... Because my fucking parts are like arriving piecemeal instead of all at once for some stupid reason. So I haven't built my new machine yet either. Because that's also one of the reasons why I'm holding off resetting my computer. Because I want to transfer all my stuff while it's on. I've got a list and everything I'm writing as I go on what I want to move over. Believe it or not, most of my Steam libraries will likely not be making the move over. Because I'm trying to solve an issue with my Steam libraries at the moment. That is a very big deal to me. I actually can't view my Steam downloads. Like, it literally will not let me view my Steam downloads. The Switch 2 would run it smoother than this? No, so at the time when I had Metro Exodus, I didn't have a lot of storage. At the time, it was mostly... And hard drives were fine. But the problem is the computer's been on for so long, the page file has moved from going on an SSD for some reason to the hard drive, so it's constantly swapping my RAM between the page file, the RAM, my browser, vice versa, and it's slowing the shit down. Yeah, it is. It's one of the reasons why I'm going for 96 gigs in my new build. Vanity project, I know, but I still want to do it. Okay. Let me see. I know Steam can just move the libraries easy. Give me a moment while I do that, and we'll see how it runs with that, and we'll see. But before I do that, I want to do this. What did you think of the Switch 2, Ian? I'm curious what you think. Alright, that's... How do I do it again? I wanted to... I need to do... That. /E. Best console? When they showed Metro... Wait, they showed Metro running 120 frames on the Switch. Did I miss that one? Look, in Australia, I'm genuinely shocked it took them this long to raise them to $110. Switch games. That being said, I've already got my concerns. Oh, Metroid, yeah, I was gonna say. I want the ability to turn off upscaling. That's what I want. And that's what I really want. If I can't do that, then it's going to be a lot less of a console for me. That being said, I mostly play it in docked mode, and I do like the idea I can choose 1440p. The ability to finally choose 1440p means I can play my Switch on my main monitor instead of my secondary 1080p one. It is so good. This is what I wanted. Yep, okay. Alright, Metro, yep. Oh, right, I have to do this or it's not going to work. Yep. Dun 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 dun. Alright, this might take a while. But we can talk in the meantime. I don't want to play upscaled, I just want native. I want native. Good on those who want upscaling, I don't want it. Give me native. That's why I said why bother with a handheld 120 hertz refresh rate? The fact that it's got VIR is insane. I'll be honest with you. But handheld mode, I would have been happy with 1080 60, dock mode, 1440p native. People want to upscale to 4K? That's fine. But I want to play native. I want the ability to turn off upscaling, and that's my concern. I don't think I will. Granted, I'm only going to be playing first-party Nintendo titles, and they're pretty good at hiding that kind of shit. So we'll see. I've got an order in. I've got 2 months to decide if I'm going to cancel it. I just hate upscaling, man. Stop forcing it down my throat. Let me play native. Upscaling's got its place. Frame generation does not. And I knew my worries like this were going to happen. No, but it helps with frame drops. That's the whole point of variable refresh rate. Alright, how long is this gonna take? Let's copy. Ah, wow, it actually copied pretty damn fast. I'll take. Okay, okay. Zerlich, don't you dare. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm just making a backup just in case. Sometimes Steam's thing freaks me out a bit. See, it's not going to upscale if you run it on a 1440p monitor, which I hope will be the case, because that will be the best console ever in my eyes. Look, here's the thing, I have no doubts that 4K, it's going to run Mario Kart at 60 frames. So we'll see. And it'll be fine. I don't care. Like, Mario Kart, playing with my cousins, like my family, is going to be fun. When I play solo, yeah, it's your traditional scalers, but they're not your upscaling from a lower resolution kind of thing. It's not checkerboard rendering kind of thing. That's my point. Like, I have a thing against DLSS and FSR, but it's because they're trying to create frames from analyzing other frames. But if you're talking about things like RetroTink or FrameMeister, I love those things. But they're all hardware related. They know what they're doing with that shit, and that's also why they're so fucking expensive. What did I think of that goofy ass camera thing? When I read the fine print, you don't have to use that camera. You can use any USB-C webcam, I believe, from what I saw. Whether there are USB-C webcams, I've got no fucking clue. I haven't used one in yonks. I don't think I will. But in saying that, it's good they've moved the chat from the app to the Switch. I mean, it means one less app, I'll be honest. I did find the app funny. Like, you have a GPS for Zelda. That is hilarious and awesome at the same time. Like, don't use a web browser for a guide. You literally have a GPS for your game in the Nintendo app. That is kind of cool and silly and hilarious at the same time. The game chat obviously takes, cues from Discord. And I'm wondering if the trailer only showed it in that, laggy mode because it's in the trailer, and I think it might play better on release. You never fucking know, but I'm leaning towards probably not. I kind of like the idea of screen sharing on a console. A lot of people probably won't find it useful. Let's be real, but it's a nice to have, right? And if you can hide the other perspectives, it doesn't make a bad just talking with your friends while playing games kind of thing. As for the quality of the mic, like how they showed it in like ideal conditions and that, I don't know if it's gonna be good. The fact that the Pro controller now has like audio jack kind of thing is pretty good. So, two USB-Cs, also pretty good. The dock has inbuilt dongle. Thank you. You don't need a dongle because I never bought one for my Switch. So you now get an Ethernet cable jack, which is nice. The dock's gonna have a fan in it, which will be interesting to see how loud it'll be. Still copying. How big was Exodus? It's like 20 gig or so, right? Yeah, I know OG Switch runs Tears of the Kingdom with FSR 1. I never played it, but I know that. I saw. For using FSR 1, which is the shittiest upscaling ever, Nintendo somehow made it work, though. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. They made FSR 1 work some bloody hell. I have no clue how. Will it scream at you? The fan? Maybe. That's what I... Believe it or not, Zerlich, that's actually something I'm worried about. I'm wondering what fan they're using in it. I hope it's a Noctua. Noctua or Be Quiet fan would be the best. It really depends on the quality of the fan, yeah, and how fast it can ramp up. That'll be the real question. But if the upscaling processing shit is done in the dock, then it would make sense. It would kind of need something like that. Fans tend to... Oh boy. I did like the Direct. I genuinely liked it. When I saw the Duskbloods trailer, I was like, this better not be Bloodborne on Switch 2 before it came out on PC, and it turns out it's a different game. But I was so pissed. Like, I was about to lose my shit. I was gonna flip my table if I thought that was Bloodborne on Switch 2 before it was on PC. God damn it, Gears of War is coming to PlayStation before Bloodborne is coming to PC. This is not... It's a travesty. That Donkey Kong was choking the shit out of the frame rate. I'm again wondering if it's a trailer thing, but we'll see. But instead of like the next 3D Mario, I'm generally shocked they tried to do Donkey Kong in Odyssey. I think it'll be a fun game. It's not a release date title. It comes out a month after, but I'm tempted to try it. That being said, next time I go past one of the shops, I'm going to pick up Tropical Freeze because I never played Tropical Freeze, so I'm going to pick that up for the Switch and play through that. Alright, I think it's copied everything. Yeah, the battery life is announced to be anywhere between 2 hours and 6.5 hours. It's going to be very interesting how you're going to squeeze the battery life out of that. Alright, 79 gig. Files, yep, okay. They transferred one-to-one. Good. Okay, I have a backup. Alright, now we're going to move Exodus to the SSD. Assuming Steam doesn't crash. So yeah, another reason why I've had trouble moving Steam games normally is like I mentioned with the download view issue, sometimes just moving it between storages would legitimately crash the fucking app. And I'm going to be using this opportunity when I build my new PC to find which game is causing the issue. Because I'm pretty sure it's one specific game in my library that's causing all these problems, and I can't find it. I've got so much shit installed. I've narrowed it down to which hard drive it's on. So what I'll be doing when I build is I'll be transferring only that library across, delete half the library, see if I can access the download. If I can, it's in that half. If not, I delete the next half and see if it fixes it. You know, process elimination shit. Alright, okay, moving Metro Exodus. Let me see. This. This drive's got enough space, right? Yes, it does. Cool. Alright, games, Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, cut Metro Exodus. OLED would have helped increase battery. No, OLED would not help increase battery. Battery life on laptops for OLED are actually worse, apparently. Oh yeah, they're definitely going to be releasing both of those. 100%. Nintendo always do march to the beat of their own drum. Quite frankly, I'm surprised it's only costing 700 AUD with like what they're putting in. I'm genuinely shocked. Although I do think people do have a slight reason to be mad regarding like how much it costs versus PS4 back then or PS5 now, that kind of shit. But then people don't really kind of understand that people that have a Switch probably don't have other consoles. Like for me, I play mostly on PC and a Switch. The last time I bought any of the competitors' consoles was the 360 and PS3. I never bought a PS4, I never bought a PS5, and I really want a PS5 to play Astrobot. And I never bought an Xbox One or a Series X. We know that Meiji made that debate with MatPat about Nintendo Go its own ways. Japanese Atomic. I mean, they got their own nuclear shit. No, so this is what I think will happen. They won't sell as much as the Switch 1. I don't believe they'll sell them as much as the Switch 1, but I don't think it'll be a flop either. I reckon they will sell half the amount of the Switch 1. And that's still 70 million units. That's a lot of units. And Nintendo don't sell their stuff at a loss. They never do. They always sell their stuff to make a profit. The other thing is, though, this does kind of suck. I kind of wish there were 2 SD card slots in the Switch 2. And not just one. Because the new standard they're using, Micro SD Express, it's definitely a good idea. Especially for the Switch 2 stuff. But it's a new standard, and it's going to be a bit expensive. Plus, like, for another 256 gigs, it's like, expensive, you know? I only have a 128 gig SSD, and SD card in my Switch, and I never used it much, I'll be honest. It's mostly there for just DLC shit, not for the games, because I've always bought my games physical. Yeah, the fact that they increased it to 256 is nice. I'm hoping a lot of Nintendo's first-party games, all their games are on the card, and not downloaded. Although any upgrade code will be downloaded for sure. I'm kind of glad they're not making you pay the entire price for a Switch 2 game again, I'll be honest. The upgrade code, though, I wonder how it'll work. Like, will it be tied to your account? I assume this would be the case, right? It'd be tied to your account. Can you turn it off? I doubt it. But, that kind of thing. What's the price? I think they said it's going to be like 2,000 yen or something like that, right? So maybe 20 AUD for an upgrade. I think that's I don't know how much PlayStation 5 upgrades cost. I have to ask my cousin. How much the PlayStation 5 upgrades cost from PS4 games. The other thing I really like, they're bringing back DS Download Play in Switch 2 form. That's a cool thing. I mean, not every game's going to have it, but not every DS game had it either, so I can't complain. But the fact that they have, like, DS Download Play, or Game Share in this case now as it's called, a huge win. An absolute huge win. Can't deny that. Sorry that I don't have any wallpapers on, I'm just moving the game now. Oh, dude, don't worry, Ian. I know very well that fact. Like I said, I was telling the story about shit internet and how I data hoarded everything because of it. It's why all my hard drives and SSDs are always full. I don't delete shit after I'm done with it. Yeah, that'll be a thing. Uh, 60% done moving. Anyway, while it finishes copying, I'm just going to quickly get some water. I'll be back in a tick. Small by today's standards, Zerlich. Also, they are now using de novo cuckolding any temp system wide on Switch 2. I have a feeling they'll be beaten sooner than later. Where I've been talking about the Switch 2, and I have been what's the word? I put a bet, like not a real bet, just like a metaphorical bet. We said, how long do you think it'll take to custom firmware the Switch 2? Someone said, I said a month. Someone reckons 6 months, and that's it so far. But I reckon 1 to 2 months, and it'll be custom firmware because there's a good chance there'll be a hardware bug like they found with the Switch 1. I bet you that'll be the case. Do you manually copy Steam games or let Steam Client manage it? Sometimes I have to do one or the other because I can't view my Steam downloads page. Like, it literally crashes the client. And sometimes using the move game feature does it too. So I sometimes manually cut and paste and then, click uninstall or just click move and hope it works that way. It's got 2 minutes left. I love how my Steam client still says Metro 2033 Steam Cloud error. Who knew that Steam Cloud could actually get full for one specific game? I actually talked to Steam support about it. Apparently that error is due to my Steam Cloud for Metro 2033 being full. Oh, man. Like, the weather's gotten cooler here, but I still feel hot today. Is it like one of those rare hot days from autumn? Or is it just because of the humidity? Oh, it's okay, that's fucking why. The humidity's fucking 70%. Alright. Oh my god, there is only one day above 20 degrees Celsius for the rest of the week. Ella fucking Luya. Everything else is below 20. That is so good. Don't, Zerlich. Don't you dare. I don't edit the ACF files, I don't do that. How much is the storage space that all the Steam games take on your PC? Terabytes. Spread across multiple SSDs. I'd say at least 4. With 3 of them being on a hard drive and the rest being on an SSD. Old-fashioned hard drives didn't copy that slow back for its own standards. I mean, 150 meg's still better than a fucking USB drive. Alright, copied. Okay, so now if I just choose to do this, it should find them immediately. Okay, knew that was coming. Okay, alright, so yeah, I have to do it the uninstall way. Alright, so uninstall. Where the hell's the uninstall button? Ah, there it is. No, if you want to choose between long-term storage and not, hard drives are still the more reliable option. That's not changed. Believe it or not, that's not changed. There's a reason why NASA's and all that stuff still use hard drives over SSDs. Alright, discovering existing files on the SSD. Good, so it's found them. I had to do the uninstall reinstall method. You don't use a hard drive less than 7200 RPM. If you're using a hard drive less than 7200 RPM, then you've got a problem. Like, if you had a hard drive at 5400 RPM, I'd say, yeah, you're 100% wrong. But I don't have any hard drives at less than 7200 RPM. Streamer lost all sponsor? Hard drive. Honestly, I don't think this is honestly going to solve the problem until I, restart my computer. So, but I'm willing to give it a crack, see if it works. And if it does, we'll continue on. Otherwise, we might just switch to some Mario Kart or something. There's some drives designed for NAS use, and then there's some drives designed for long-term gaming use. I've used WD Blacks. They've been fine. I used early generation Seagates, 2 terabytes and 1 terabyte. They were fine. Seagate 4 terabytes were unreliable. Forget about those ones. But I used WD Black. I used HGST, which was like the NAS version of another company. I think it was WD actually. But my new machine is not going to have any hard storage in it. I'm thinking of building my own NAS for that. So my new system's got 1 2 terabyte Gen 4 and 3 4 terabyte Gen 4 drives to start off with, and then later I'll probably add SATA SSDs down the line. That storage alone's costing me over $1,000. All right, 75% done. Some of them designed not to be slow as, yeah, well. Yeah, you really don't want to use, if, for example, you don't want to really use, because SSDs have their own problem, like, if you don't use them, they'll suffer a thing called bit rot. So if, like, you don't use them for a year or two, like, say you had an external SSD or something and you don't use it, it can actually lose data just that way. At least a hard drive doesn't really tend to do that. Why is it discovering my files and deleting them from the fucking folder? What the hell's going on? Yeah, because they're old standards now. You can't really play modern day games, but Exodus wasn't a modern day game back then. Why the hell is it deleting my files? Okay, it was just a Windows thing. So apparently, okay, let me explain what I just saw. As Steam was discovering Exodus files, it was removing them from the file explorer. Once it finished, they all just reappeared again. Like it just downloaded them again. It's like, Microsoft, what's wrong with you? I use Windows 10, fuck Windows 11. When I build my new machine, I'm going to be dual booting for the first couple of weeks. See how I go with it. Alright, let's boot up Exodus and let's see how we go. Again, we'll test the level we're just loading. If it has the same issue, I'll just have to save it for another time. We call it Playground Latin. Fucking Christ. I might have to put a warning in the description to say, hey, skip gameplay, go here. Because it took us 48 minutes to get to this part. Have you all read the books? No, I know the books differ from 2034 onwards, and this one's based on 2035. I did see the books at my bookstore, though. I was tempted to buy them, but I never did. Maybe the next time I go buy there, if they still have them, I'll buy it. It actually, you have to wait for it to pop up. Alright, let's just see if it works with that chapter we tried. Wait. I was gonna say, what the hell happened there? Yeah.
Anna isn't giving up. She believes in me, believes in us. And for a good reason. Thousands of kilometers of track behind us.
There you go.
We are finally
Alright, let's see if it runs better, though. No, I'm playing regular. I don't have Enhanced Edition installed. Alright, so it's already running better. It looks like the hard drive's getting more full. It didn't want to run properly. That looks already better. So we can definitely continue on with this. I want to know if I'm using minimal interface or full HUD.
Here. Novosibirsk. I sure hope this time it's not another bunch of...
It's over 140. That's over 140.
The bridges are undamaged, and the radiation's climbing like crazy. I think there'll be no nutcases this time.
The houses are undamaged too. Sam, what's with the radiation?
8 times higher than in Moscow and still climbing, Colonel. I think we better not stay outside for too long here.
Nah,
Are you ready, Artyom?
I'd rather play just English.
Follow me.
Good luck. You can rely on us.
So I think I'm playing on minimalist, not full dive. I preferred the original game.
Colonel, the situation here looks more complex than we thought. Still, time is short, so we're taking the direct approach.
Yeah, okay, I think I'm using... No, wait, I'm not using minimalist. Does anyone know if this version was using minimalist or full dive? Because I want to know which version I want to play. I legitimately don't know which one I want to use. And yes, I'm alt-tabbed, I'm looking it up on Google. Yeah, I didn't mind Artyom's voice in the OG version. That's kind of why I still play it. All the voices changed after kind of threw me for a loop, I'll be honest. Like, only Ullman's sounded even close to his original one. It doesn't have a HUD thing for Exodus. I'm just trying to find it so I can make a decision, because I'm going to be playing through it like this. And quite frankly, if we go through the Enhanced Edition or something later down the line, we could honestly just play the other one. Hmm. Okay, believe it or not, I found an old post by me, funnily enough. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I played on minimal dive. There you go. Or minimal HUD. I found my old forum post where I posted, believe it or not. Hey, Captain Elite, how you been? The Steam forums, the Steam community forums, when it wasn't, you know, a thing. When it wasn't, like, so bad. So yeah, we'll be playing on minimal dive, and if we play through the Enhanced Edition or something, we can always switch to, full HUD down the line. Alright. Alright, I'm making an executive decision here. Guys on YouTube, I'm gonna restart the stream on the YouTube side, so that people don't have to watch the first hour of me messing about with my computer shit. So give it a couple of minutes and switch to the new stream, and then we'll start from there, and we'll play for a few hours because I've wasted enough time. Because I don't want to have to go through the VOD and trim it. I'm just gonna delete this part of the VOD when I log back in. So just give me a moment, and then yeah. Twitch, you guys don't have to do anything, so it's only the YouTube side that'll have to worry about this. Okay. Right. So, just 2 minutes, and you'll be back on.